Yeah, thanks for that. Actually, we have not started any technical works because we're basically working on the conditional part and then getting our players up to par with their fitness. As you can see behind me, that's a rondo session going on, and these kids, like we said, they are definitely doing well when it comes to their basic part. We have started not long ago. We are on our 2 weeks program right now, but you can see that the kids have started picking up their fitness.
Uh, since after the national under 17 tournament, the boys have been engaged in some live sessions for the Northern one could say to prepare. How much of the national under 17 has helped the team or the some of the lads that have been promoted to the Northern?
Yeah, these kids they really performed well. I think the management has got some issues regarding their performance compared to the players because they were like all these kids supposed to join the national team. Actually, the Nawetan team. So I was like, no. As far as the directives are concerned, we can only allow 7 players from the U17 to join the senior team because most of our senior team players have embarked and then they also elevated to the league teams. That is the second division and the first division at large.
Universal Football Academy has been a one hub where teams in the national division will always come to take players. How has it been for the team this year, knowing that some of the senior players have gone to some divisional teams?
One of my management colleagues always say, it seems like Universal is a well where teams will come and fetch players. I was like, it's not because of advertisement, it's not because of showing up, but it's just because of their dedication and then their readiness. So yes, definitely. Sometimes we are like we don't have players that can go. Yes, last season we fed about 5 players into the league, and this season it is uncountable. Trust me, it is still uncountable because as we speak, we already got 6 players that are already registered with league teams, and then we are hoping that before the end of the week, towards the following week, we will expect to see a lot of them. Um, we are glad that we are developing these players and then they are also improving. Yes, definitely they are improving. Yeah, so this is why we will not stop. Behind me there are some U15 category players that we identified from the U15, and then we already had them elevated to the U17 because we believe some of them might even be requested from teams to join them for the second round. But as we speak, we lost a lot. Yeah.
Saying that we lost a lot from the some of the young players that we have. Will this not affect the U17 or the U16 setup?
No. A big no. Because you know why? Our structures are in place. We have what we call a yearly plan that our technicians had to share with me as the sporting director. So what we do is we scrutinize it, we look at it at a high level. We look at the areas where we think we can search for talents or the young ones and to bring them up. So with this, we have different categories. It ranges from the U9, the U11, the U13, the U15, the U17, and the senior team. Now we don't have what we call a senior team because all the players have joined some league clubs, and these are structured and organized and standard league clubs. When I mean standard league clubs, these are clubs where people want to have their players in, and these are the teams that are also requesting for players because we also actually realize what goes on is teams also want to see players that are disciplined and players that come from a structured academy, so that when they come, they will have a trend up, and then they will have to feed themselves in the team.
I want to ask this as the last question. What are some of the challenges that the academy faces in terms of preparing for preseason and during tournaments?
Challenges are a lot. Prioritizing them, it is definitely something that also affects us, because we have our players, most of them are already developed ones, but what we have is we have people that come and talk to them in let's say, how do we call it, behind the scenes, trying to discourage them not to cope with us and to join them in a wrong way. So we assure everyone that we are strong as a management, and then our players cannot be tapped like that, because we already have an agreement with the parents, which is what we call parental consent, and then we have our set rules as an academy, and then we always pay our dues as a registered academy within this the confinement of this country. So our our club have what we call a code of conduct. We go by that, and then it guides us through. So these lads, definitely it becomes a challenge to us. Financially also it becomes a challenge, but we try to cope with that. That is why we work hand in glove with other clubs, and then we also see that we are having our players ready for every season and every academy grassroots tournament.
I know I said final question, but then what would be your advice to the young ones that want to make football as a career?
I think good use is everywhere. I get contacts, that's true, that people want to join Universal Football Academy. Yes, that's true. We look at many things, that is your dedication, your readiness, your commitment, and then the passion also. Yes, you might not get the skills, you might not get the talent, but as Universal, we have developed players that have never thought they're going to kick the ball, and now they have made pro. And this is a big upload for us. We feel we got them. You can see some of our senior players, they always come to join the lads, and then they take up the session, because they've been guided by the sessions. I believe you also realize that Universal goes by a session plan that is being shared to their various groups, that this is what you have to do before you reach at the training ground. So our stretches, our warm up, our rondo, our conditional, our scoring programs, our balancing, and the like combination, working in the final third. These are all things that we work on, and then to make sure the players also get used to it. So it is another way of developing and helping these kids to become future professionals as we speak. I wanted to also set some light with regards to the U17 league that we have played. It was our first time, and then the kids were definitely hitting and booming. Yeah, they couldn't be the champions, but they really tried well. And then we are saying a big thank you that most of them are on the radar, and maybe sooner or later people will hear about them, and then people will also see them in different places, and the kids are ready to perform their best.
Thank you, coach.
Yeah, thank you too.